In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 real-world assets crypto projects. Now, these are projects that I believe have a lot of potential for long-term returns, especially because it's in a narrative that I'm super bullish on. The real-world asset narrative represents a good opportunity for traditional investors to buy whatever stocks, bonds, or even real estate that they like using the blockchain. It also opens up a lot of opportunity to investors around the world who normally wouldn't have the chance to invest in properties, like from Africa to the US and so on. And in addition to this, all of these projects today are all low cap gems, giving you the opportunity to make easy 50 to 100x returns. So if you don't want to miss any of that, if you want to see some of the best real world assets cryptos in the space right now, then stick around for this video. The first project on my list today is Elify. Now, this is a project I've been talking about for a very long time now, and I remember my patrons getting up on over 7x when I first called it. Elify is a real-world assets crypto that I really like, especially because the proof is right there in the pudding. This is a lending platform that gives the option to collateralize loans, not using only crypto, but real estate as well. Just imagine Aave or core finance, but with the option of real-world assets. Borrowers all over the world can tokenize their properties using the Elify platform. This presents a new investment opportunity for people all around the world, while the lenders have the opportunity to get interest based on the properties that are being collateralized. I think this is a big deal. You can find them in Korea, in South Korea, and in the United States as well. They have over 76 closed loans and they are still ongoing. One of the reasons I really like Elify, like I said, is because the proof is out there for you to go check and verify for yourself. They have different types of NFTs on their platform. You can see the types, the properties, and you can see, how much interest you earn from it, as well as the documentations, which I believe is very important. Contract image, real estate registration information, certified corporate registration. So this is a very good example of a real world assets crypto. The market is wide, there's a lot of properties that people can get started with, and guys, like I said, this is a low cap gem. It's sitting at a market cap of $1.1 million. Now, this is a niche that is competing in the likes of Aave and core finance with the addition of real world assets, and I think that's a big deal. So let's say it goes to like Curve or Aave. How high would this be? Curve DAO right now is sitting at over $500 million in market cap. If this project were to reach half of that, that's over 250x from this point. 100x for this project is quite easy in my opinion. It's just going to be sitting at the market cap of $110 million. That's something that I believe it can achieve because it adds a lot of variety and uniqueness to lending using the blockchain. This is a project that you can find on PancakeSwap as well as Uniswap, so it depends on how much gas fees you're willing to pay. Elify definitely is one of the best real-world assets cryptos out there, and is one that I think is worth getting some exposure to. There are many ways to make money using the Elify platform, either by staking, providing liquidity, and for borrowing to people who need it. The borrowers can collateralize using either crypto or real-world assets, and I think this is a big deal. Now, the next project is another one that I'm also super bullish on, and I've covered quite a few times on my channel, and that's Credify. Now, while Elify helps borrowers by collateralizing real-world assets and crypto, Credify approaches this real-world asset narrative from another perspective, and that's helping to bridge the funding gap, the financing gap between small and medium enterprises and the large ones. I think Credify also has a lot of long-term potential. It's sitting at a market cap of $1.7 million, over 50% in circulation. This is another gem that I really like, especially because of how they move forward with regulatory compliance in mind. And not just that, they have a very interesting roadmap with a lot of updates and developments. Credify is among the top 50 Web3 startups that was presented in the proof of talk. On their Twitter, you would see a lot of interesting updates and announcements for this project, and it makes me super bullish on it. Credify is definitely one that you should be paying close attention to. There's a very wide financing gap, over $250 billion that exists between small and medium enterprises and large ones. NFT bonds represent a groundbreaking advancement in the realm of tokenizing real-world financial assets. I like the fact that Credify also brings a new and unique use case for NFTs, not just profile pictures and so on, but using it as a real-world assets vehicle. Definitely another low-cap gem. This is one just like Elify that I believe can easily reach 50 to 100x from this point, sitting at a market cap of $1.7 million. It's a project that you can find on KuCoin, which is very impressive to see, especially for a low cap, and ApeSwap as well. And like I said, it does the decentralized routes for the Binance Smart Chain contracts. Quite surprising that they didn't use PancakeSwap, which is more popular, but ApeSwap is the way to go if you are interested in getting this project from a decentralized route. Credify is providing a platform for innovative lending for real-world impact, and they have a lot of regulatory compliance in Europe, bridging a debt financing gap. Definitely one that I really like and you should be paying attention to as well. So the next project is another one that approaches this real-world asset narrative from a unique perspective, and that's Relio. I really like Relio, especially because they provide a lot of DeFi tools and products for people, for institutions that want to find a way to get funding or financing. So they are quite unique. They are not a lending platform or a borrowing platform, but a platform that facilitates institutions getting funding for their businesses and providing real-world asset services to their clients. So quite a unique perspective. However, I will issue a note that is a bit of a concern for me with this project, and that's the tokenomics. Now, this project doesn't have the best tokenomics, about 10% in circulation, which isn't really good to see. There's a bit of a concern with inflation, but the idea is excellent and it's been doing quite well, up 63%. You can find it on Mexi and Uniswap, so good amount of exchanges that is been listed on. So like I said, Relio is an interesting one. I like the fact that it provides services, it provides tools for institutions to get started, investing alongside institutional investors and fund managements, enabling exclusive access to institutional grade securities. And my favorite part about it, this is a project that provides DeFi tools to these institutions. DeFi meeting real world assets, upgrading traditional private equity returns by introducing a decentralized finance layer. So I think this project has a lot of long-term potential. Perhaps the tokens are going to be locked for longer. I'm going to do some deeper research into it and get back to you regarding how the tokenomics will affect holders of this project long term. But an excellent idea, a good product, and one of the best reward assets narrative crypto in the space right now. The next one is one I've never covered before my channel, so it's a fresh one, and a thank you for watching this far, and that's Swarm Markets. Now, Swarm Markets is another very good reward assets crypto, and one of the reasons why I really like this one too is because of this regulatory compliance. This is an issue that I think will affect a lot of people in crypto. Start paying attention to projects that say that they are regulatory compliance, because it means that they can trade freely in markets like the United States, Canada, Australia maybe, and so on. So Swarm Markets is kind of simple, it's straightforward, it's direct. It simply mirrors traditional stocks, bonds, and shares on the blockchain. So instead of trading these assets in traditional finance where you have to pay fees, you have to trust a middleman, this project allows you to own these assets yourself directly, and you don't have to pay exorbitant fees. So it's trustless. You are the one that has full control, and is also secured on the blockchain and saving you fees as well. That is a big deal. Like Relio, the tokenomics are not too good, but it's much better. 24% in circulation and a market cap of $3 million. You can find this project on Uniswap, QuickSwap, as well as Bits Global. So mainly Uniswap and QuickSwap, depending on how much fees you're willing to pay. Like I said, this is a project that simply mirrors what you have in the Web2 space, traditional markets, but on the blockchain. You can see here BlackRock, Coin, Nvidia, Microsoft assets. You can buy them, own them on the blockchain. The gold standard for blockchain-based finance, trading real-world assets on-chain, 100% asset-backed, and regulatory compliance. This here is a big deal. Like I always say, pay attention to that. So I really like this project as well. I love its approach on real-world assets. Right now, my country, the Republic of Guinea, is virtually impossible to start buying Apple stocks and Microsoft stocks and stuff like that. But with the blockchain, it becomes so easy, it becomes really possible. This is a project that is solving a real world problem, and I'm a big fan of that. So I really like its reward assets tokenization done right. You have the assets, moving to institutional grade partners and being regulatory compliant on chain. So don't sleep on this project. One that I'm following very closely is sitting right now at a market cap of $3 million, and I believe it can go much higher because it's presenting the opportunity for traditional investors to come over onto the blockchain. Pay attention to projects that aid adoption, that act as an entry position for Web2 investors. I'm a big fan of this project as a result of that. Swarm Markets SMT is one you should pay attention to for the long term. And the fifth project is one that is extremely similar to Credify in that it bridges the gap between small and medium enterprises, but just a little bit different tokenomics, and that's De Facto. De Facto is also a very good reward asset crypto, a higher market cap, $2.7 million, but compared to Credify, its tokenomics isn't up there. It's got about 25% in circulation, but a good project nonetheless. De Facto is a project that you can find on Uniswap, Mexi, and Probit Global. You'll see here on their websites bringing this real-world asset narrative onto the blockchain. Businesses around the world using De Facto to create tokens for their real-world assets and providing decentralized finance capabilities to their customers and communities. I think the selling points for this project is that they have a project that works just really well, and they are proving themselves to be ready for the next bull run. Definitely one that you should pay attention to. De Facto is definitely one that I find quite interesting. 100x from this point is about $270 million in market cap, quite high. So let's just say a 50x from this point, about $125 million in market cap. This is something I can see this project achieving. These are the kind of projects that you should pay attention to for the next bull run. I believe that they are going to do very well. There are so many other projects and narratives that I'm researching into. If you want to have one of the best crypto portfolios for the next bull run, I have a Patreon service where I have one-on-one conversations with you, portfolio reviews, and so much more. Consider joining my Patreon. The links are down in the description. You can message me on Telegram for us to get started. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you've subscribed by now. Like, share, comment down below on any other project or topic you'd like me to cover, and I hope to see you next time. Stay safe and take care.